Well, Coach, no rain in the forecast. That's the good news, but it is a chilly December day here in the Northwest at CenturyLink Field in Seattle. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Minnesota Vikings and the Seattle Seahawks. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Mike front forward. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. Kick the edge. Kick the edge. Come. Hey. 18. Right there. Go. Right there. 54 Mike. 61. Let's go, baby. 54 is Mike. Check. Watch.
Throwing now, Wilson on first down. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. A first carry now for Dalvin Cook. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Third play here, this opening drive as they're up against a 3rd and 5.
Alert 3. There. SOS.
Give to Cook out of the gun. And he's going to be stopped short of a first down as they'll get to him at about the 33. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to 4th down. So opening drive, 3 straight runs, unable to pick up the first.
I know the fans want to see first downs, but guess what? The coaches have reasons for what they're doing. Sometimes they've scripted it, and some of these runs, while they haven't been successful now
a hit and a loose football, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. Ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. They get 14 there. First down, Vikings. They run it with Carson. And a good pickup there. He gets about 6 up to midfield. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're open to do it consistently here. Now a man open down the middle of the field. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 30.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
Check 26.
Now it's Carson. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. They got to get to the 20 to keep the drive alive on 3rd down. They fake the give. Now Garoppolo looks to throw. Able to find Isabella. And they'll get this down to the 10. Another good completion on the drive as the Vikings have a first down. On first down, it's Carson. And he'll take this one inside the 10 down to the 8. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
First carry now for Alexander Madison. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. Defensively, I think they can smell a stop. Ball right around the 5 here, brings up 3rd.
And I think what they've done is they put doubt in the minds of the offensive guys. What do we do? Because now you don't have a...
He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. Andy Isabella with touchdown number 7 on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point right down the middle, and it's now a 7-0 game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Get ready, get ready, get ready. Mike's 54. 19. Mike's 54. Hey, here I come.
On 3rd down, Wilson. Trying to fit it into Moore, but it's intercepted. Picked off at the 46. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. This is Carson. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far is working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
On 2nd down, it's Carson. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
Here we go. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. The connection here with Nelson Aguilar. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. Give him 18 there and give the Vikings a 1st down.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
They'll run on 1st down. Carson. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15. A gain of 3. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting third and about 4 to go.
And it's third down. Here we go. 180. I'm here all day. I'm here all day.
A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. Escaping the pressure right. He may try and run for this. And, boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short.
I like his effort there. He got it done on his own. But let's face it, he puts defenses in a really stressful spot when he takes off and runs because a lot of guys have coverage responsibilities.
Good job of rallying, though, because I thought when he first took off, he might pick up the first down. So they put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points. Able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
The Seahawks take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They find themselves down 10-0 early after the interception on their opening drive led to a field goal.
So now they've got to pick up the mantle a little bit. You mentioned the team's down 10. They've helped contribute to that. How are they going to get their team back into this ball game? Run the offense that you think is going to be effective and execute it at a high level.
Mike 42. Mike 42. Mike 42.
From the 29, Wilson. He gets this one into the hands of Dalvin Cook. They'll get a couple yards on that one. And all of a sudden here, it's third down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Now the throw on third down, knocked away and incomplete. There to knock that one away defensively, Eric Kendricks. Problems on third down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on third down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the third down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on first and second down.
They'll call that a 61-yard punt. He got all of that one. And the Vikings will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over first and 10.
Here we go.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. As the season winds down and you look at them in totality, you know, the offense has struggled. The defense has been pretty good, so I would imagine the changes this offseason may be more on the offensive side of the ball.
And this is where we always hear the term complementary football, because as you noted, the defense has played well enough for them to win games, and the offense has held them back. So they've got to reward that defense by improving on offense. I don't know if you make a change at quarterback, running back, tight end. It doesn't matter. Get better players, better system, so they can play to the standards of the defense, and the win column will result.
On second down now, it's Carson, and he'll get this one up to about his 14. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time.
Back-to-back runs, I'd say that encompassed maximum effort for minimal gain.
Minimal yardage, and now they're going to need something more than minimal on this play coming up. Throwing is Garoppolo on third down. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off around the 37. And he'll actually lose about 7 yards on the return, but they have possession of the football on the turnover. First down, here's the run with Cook. He's got the first down here inside the 30. 25 yards, the pickup there, and also a first down. For a lot of people, MVP award means a quarterback award usually, but over 100 yards again last week. You're going to have to look his way more than once when giving out this award this season, I think.
Yeah, it's not just the consistency. There's been some plays that we've seen where we talk about it for weeks thereafter. That's what we're getting out of him. Over 100 yards last week. Expects to continue that in this game, too.
On first and 10, it's Wilson. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. A solid pickup of 12 yards, and now they're knocking on the door.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
Rush in, rush in.
They'll run with Cook. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Give him 4 on the carry there at 2nd and goal. When we talk about being on schedule, I think they're on schedule after that run, getting it right down there on the doorstep.
Maybe even a little bit ahead, because now the defense can't dictate with pressure. They're guessing about where you're going to go. I might come right back at them with the same play, the same set, and see if they can stop them.
They'll run for it with Cook. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Now from back at the 5, this is 3rd and goal. And this is going to be incomplete.
But, partner, anytime someone tells me that fundamentals are leaving the game, I'm going to show them this play because they couldn't get to the passer. So what do you have to do? Get your hands up in the passing lane, and they batted it away on a 3rd down attempt.
Myers' kick is good. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. Now, that's something of a pick-me-up. The offense certainly has struggled, but they do get the field goal before half to put 3 on the board.
Yeah, you don't want to be shut out, but let's face it, those 3 points, that's not going to solve all their problems either.
Good work, boys. Let's go. Let's go.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can feel about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Our score 10-3 with 2 minutes remaining in quarter number 2. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. Jadeveon Clowney in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. So the sack of Garoppolo. And now what can they come up with on 3rd and long?
Watch out. Recon, 132 fighter. No. Two.
Snap comes at 1. Garoppolo. Going deep for Diggs. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. Well, the crowd doesn't like that. Was going to bring up 4th. Now it's 1st.
They don't like it at all, do they? It brings them back into it, but really not in a positive way. Now they're angry. That can jangle a team a little bit as well. Pass interference ruined that series of downs for them.
On 1st down. Carson only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. They had the huge play last time. Here it is a much smaller gain of 2. From the 30 on 2nd down. Garoppolo. This one caught by Isabella. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half.
Here we go. 180. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. 1 Omaha. Watch the twins.
Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half.
go, here we go. Like 80! Watch the run! Watch the run! Watch the run!
They'll run on first down. It's Carson. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. Chris Carson, as the first half is winding down. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here of the second quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half.
They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line.
The Seahawks take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the knee, get out of here, regroup. But how will the head coach and his staff approach halftime? Will it be angry? Will it be clinical? Will they be calm? Will they just let it all out? Who knows? I'm going to be a fly on the wall for this one, though.
Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground. And they're going to be waiting for him as they get him behind the line. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. This is taken at the 3. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. From the 27, Garoppolo. It's caught by Aguilar. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
First down, Minnesota.
Here we go, here we go, here
From
we go.
the 34 now, here's first and 10.
What's the ball?
Here's Carson, and he'll rumble for about 5, up close to the 40.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
At the 39-yard line.
After the pickup of 5, here's second and 5.
Let's go.
A quick pass out to Aguilar. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Here we go, here we go. Get your swarm on. Double time, double time. I love it. 3 out. Lock.
Garoppolo looking to throw on 3rd and 2. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
Quarterbacking 101. Never force the ball into double coverage, especially not this close to the goal line. The windows are so tight, you just don't want to force it in there because it could be tipped up and picked off.
A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And it'll be Seahawk football as they take over deep in their own territory. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 14. And they'll have a short field to work with inside the 15 at the 13-yard line. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find a spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
And he's going to get about 4 down inside the 10 to the 9.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Carson. He'll be taken down well behind the line, and I think he might have just given those 4 yards right back. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss, and now it's third down. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is third and long. To throw, it's Garoppolo. They'll run the screen with Carson. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage. Back at the 17. He loses 4, and it brings up 4th. And his kick is indeed good. And that'll push the lead up to 17. The bottom line, tremendous starting field position, really squandered there as they wind up going backwards and then come up with just 3.
Well, getting the 3 turned out to be important. I can imagine the head coach when he ordered the field goal, please salvage something out of this drive. That was not fun to watch.
At their own 25-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
Got it. 54, right there. Trump. I got you, pop. 54 is Mike. Check. Watch 54.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. Now he's going to... It got his man. Complete. And they do finally get him, but he takes it to the 25. It's a big play there for Seattle. And even 50 yards. Now a play fake here on first down. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just 1 target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target of the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him, though. Find him.
Alert. Delta. 29 is Mike 29.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Wilson. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
Here we go.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December.
Season of giving.
Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake, after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw. They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here we go.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
54. Watch the curl.
They run again with Carson. And he'll get this up past the 5 to the 7-yard line. He's able to rattle off 6 on the carry, and that'll get him to 3rd and 4. And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will lose yardage here back to his own 6. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on third.
No surprise there, Jadeveon Clowney with a tackle for loss. We all know how he became one of the most famous players in football, though, don't we?
Oh, that one play.
Yeah, that one big-time play was on highlights everywhere. They want to see more of that here in the NFL.
He'll be hard-pressed to match that one. That a 65-yard punt. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, oh, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10.
Go, guys, 4 down, 4 down. Check. 29 is the Mike. Mike 29. 3 buzz.
Here's Wilson. Going to throw again. And finding the tight end, Wilson. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 11 yards there and a 1st down for Seattle. On 1st down, it's Cook. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Mike 29. 29 is the Mike 29.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Wilson. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard.
Well, it wasn't a big strike, but that completion put them in really great range. What do we have now, 4th and inches?
Yeah, it's not more than a half a foot.
You know what I would do here?
You would always go for it.
I'm one of those guys.
And whistle blown. A timeout here is taken, and it's taken by the kicking team. And that's going to leave them with just 1 timeout remaining still in the 3rd quarter. We'll see if that comes back to haunt them. We'll be back. And in their own territory, needing only a few inches, they're going to line up to go for this thing on 4th down. They'll run for it. Cook. And he's got the 1st down, yardage before being taken down at midfield. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. From midfield now, here's Wilson. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Hey, alert.
2nd and 10 now, Wilson. And that one incomplete. They try to sneak in a deep ball with the clock running down, but to no avail as time will expire on this 3rd quarter of play. The Seahawks on 3rd down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
Good job right there. 29 is the Mike 20. Here we go, D. All day. Defense all day.
Out of the gun. Here's Wilson. And he's got his target. That's more. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 27-yard line. They'll throw on first down with Wilson. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. The intended receiver was DK Metcalf. And now it's second down.
Let's go, defense. Our time. It's our time.
Let's go double count right here. Double count.
29 is the mic. Let's go. Kermit. 29 is the mic.
To throw again. Wilson. Flush to his right. He'll try and run it. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 16. From the red zone now, here's Wilson on first down. Buying time to his left. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up second down.
Well, he strung it out as far as he could, and I like the fact that he kept his eyes downfield, but he finally ran out of time and room. But I'll take that over forcing it downfield and possibly having it intercepted.
36 power.
29 is the mic. Mic 29.
Looking to throw again on second down. Wilson. And not much on the return there. He'll take it only up to the 9-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
He's going to have the first down past the 20. He's at the 50, the 30, the 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Vikings. Chris Carson, 91 yards. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. And that run massively increased his production in this game, and now he's over 100 yards.
And break out your calculator, partner, because his yards per carry went up significantly, right? Big-time jaunt all the way to the end zone.
This one fielded at the 5. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. Of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Now it's Wilson. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. To throw on third down, Wilson. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran a wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing it.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
I'm going back to you.
And he'll give it here to his running back. They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they won't put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Throwing now is Garoppolo. He's got the first down here inside the 30. He'll get 15 and a Vikings first down. And looking to put this game on ice in the 4th quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
That's a gain of 4 as we slip inside of 4 minutes left in regulation. They'll keep it on the ground. Carson. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on third down?
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game.
And that'll be caught by Diggs for a Minnesota touchdown. Stephon Diggs, his 5th touchdown now on the year as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. And it's no good. He missed it wide to the left. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track. And now here is another interception. Picked off near the 44. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out.
Here we go, here we go. Wait, 80!
I'm coming for you, son. I'm coming for you, son.
Right back to him on first down. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up. Not something you want to see in week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back. Going on the ground with Madison. And a nice pick up there as he'll take it from the 10 down to the 5-yard line.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to him back.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll be a loss of 13 on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively.
Here we go, here we go, here we go. 180!
54. Bring it. Bring it.
Game in hand, the offense takes the knee. So they were really trying to put the nail in the coffin there already with this lead here in the 4th, but they didn't get it.
Guaranteed, it's not going to be a fun handshake in the postgame, right? You just know that there's going to be some bad blood there. And I know if we go to the postgame press conferences, the winning coach, you know what he's going to say, why he did it?
And my goodness, another interception. Buda Baker with a pick. And he'll bring this one back to the 29. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
At the 27-yard line.
Here we go.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Danny.
Going to run with Madison again. Eventually wrangled down before reaching the 20, but a strong run. It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the first down marker, and now it's 3rd down.
Here we go, here we go, here we go. Black 80!
Ain't no such thing as a loss. We taking wins home.
They'll try to get it on the ground with Madison. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means fourth down. It'll be called a gain of 2, and that'll leave them with some options here on 4th and inches. So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for Minnesota, their hopes of a 500 season stay alive as they move to 7-8 now on the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Seattle, this was basically just an exhibition game for them as they'd already clinched home field advantage. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.